Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for coming. I know it's a very not a good time, but it's on a Friday afternoon. But I hope that with this activity that we're going to present today, the Socratic Seminar Fishbowl activity, I hope you gain valuable experience and hopefully you can apply it into your classroom. Okay? But before we begin, we would like to learn what is our Socratic Seminar. Now, Socratic Seminar is a type of student-led discussion based on Socrates' methods of student inquiry rather than teacher lecture. It elicits student ownership, deep thinking, and critical questioning. With the Socratic Seminar, it's just a formal discussion with the students to get critical thinking skills involved in it. And we did a survey previously, and the teachers you guys were interested in a Socratic Seminar. So that's why we have this presentation for you guys to see. Hopefully you gain a lot of experience or try to implement it into your classroom.
Thank you.
Okay.
But before we begin, we are going to do an icebreaker activity. So if you can
We're gonna dance.
relax, maybe. But if you can stand up, find a partner. And the fun breaker activity is called If I Had to Be. So think about a celebrity you would like to be. And if you had to be this celebrity, which one will you be and why? Discuss among your partners.
Why would you be
I want to be
Wow,
J-Lo. I want to
Messi.
be J-Lo.
Yeah, Lionel Messi.
Because she's so young. She's
Soccer
beautiful.
player in the
Yeah.
whole world.
Wrinkle free.
Okay. And do you want us to talk about why we chose?
Why we chose
Why?
that?
Okay, as I said, you know, the other
Why you have that
Spanish
celebrity?
soccer
And she's
player.
in shape.
He has so much confidence in him, and when I see him on the field, I just knew that he's gonna score some goals. So, you know, I like his confidence.
Okay, now if we continue, if you had to be a cartoon character now,
Ooh.
which one will you be, or what one will you be and why?
Ah,
Cartoon character.
hmm.
Mimi.
Did you that? Rebel, because she likes to read,
Oh,
and she sees it, the person within. Doesn't just judge by the outside.
okay. Well, thank you for sharing, and that's just to collaborate with you and to get to know you guys. So please sit down and find a seat, and we will continue with our objective for today. Okay, our objective from the Socratic Seminar, it's one of the strategies that had been the teacher were interested in, which was the fishbowl strategy. And the fishbowl strategy has various differentiations from the Socratic Seminar. Some teachers do it differently, and then just how you feel comfortable. I am going to present one way, one strategy, but it's not the only way. So there's variations for this fishbowl strategy. As long as you try it in your classroom and it's working and it is effective to you, just do that strategy or just try to do different. But the fishbowl strategy is a variation of this Socratic Seminar. Like I mentioned, this classic style uses the inner and the outer circle configuration, and is useful for format for larger classes, as it provides for easier classroom management that is running multiple circles simultaneously instead. We have about 30 kids or more, so this is a good strategy for your classroom to implement and try it out. Okay? Okay, for the topic. If you select a topic or a text for this, it could be any topic from your English language arts, your social studies, your science, even current articles, or anything that you would like to discuss with the kids, with the students. Any topic is fine, as long as you discuss it with the students, and if you want to talk to them about a particular issue or something, that's a good way for discussion with the physical strategy. Okay, so the seminar text can be drawn from, like I said, readings from the language arts, science, social studies, articles, or any topic that you are interested where the kids are discussing a particular topic. And first, they have to read a text. If you give them a topic or a text they have to read by you before the discussion starts, and then the physical activity. Now, this is the inner and outer circle. Now, the students are in the fishbowl. The fishbowl are the ones who are inside the circle. So, inner circle, the students are inside and are the ones who are going to be speaking. The outside circle is called, or the students are the outer circle. The students are outside the fishbowl and will be listening or assisting. And right here, you can also do variations. You can have the students listen, write notes, and when they go into the inner circle, they can pose questions or inquiries that they have or they have about the topic. You can also have someone behind them as a helper and assistance. If they don't know the answer to the question, they can whisper to that student, and then the student inside the circle has to say something, but with help, with assistance of the other partner. Or you can just have a chart and the students are writing the information of themselves. There's a different variation, so you can decide which ones you think is best for your class. The guidelines for the fishbowl activity. Students state their supporting ideas, so whenever they are speaking, they have to back it up with evidence. And basically, they, according to paragraph 3, it states that. So if they back it up with evidence from within the text, it's very important that they do that so they can do the fishbowl activity. If they do agree with the speaker, they can add additional supported information from the text. They also have, they can disagree with the speaker, but they have to do refuting evidence, or they can back it up with also within the text, with evidence from the text. And of course, there is no interruptions, only one person speaks at a time, and no one speaks a second time until the entire group inside the circle had a chance to speak. So instead of one person taking the lead of the discussion, everybody has to participate before they can speak again. And some of the questions that you might pose or the kids can ask while they are in the discussions are, what reason did you come to that conclusion? Are the reasons adequate, and why? What led you to the belief? How does that apply to this case? What will you change your mind? Who is the position to know if that is so? And the main one, which is, where is the evidence from the text? So you have to back it up with your evidence from the text, and that is more reliable. Okay. And as a teacher, here's the roles of the teacher. The teacher begins a discussion with an open-ended question. You can make up the questions. You can pose a discussion just for the students to have the discussion. They may act as a facilitator, they're just there. Or you may ask more questions to become engaged in the discussions. It just depends on the teacher. If you have questions, or if the group needs help, you can just help them and add more questions to it. And I will provide you right now to see, it's one of many videos that you see a fishbowl activity.
The importance of discussion. Discussion is a key component in this class. You will be expected to participate in many types of class discussions. Some will be formal discussion and other times informal, where we just talk as a class. Today, we are going to complete a discussion through the use of what I call the fishbowl. Sounds pretty interesting, right? Go ahead and pay close attention in order to understand what you need to do and the expectations I have for a great discussion. How a fishbowl works. First, the entire class will be divided into groups. Each group will be given a topic dealing with the text that we are reading. While you are in your group, you should discuss your topic for a few minutes to get comfortable with how you feel about the topic, what your opinion or viewpoint is, etc. Then I will ask the class to put all of the desks into a giant circle with a small circle of about 5 desks in the center. The outside of the circle is like the fishbowl, which is where the entire class will sit, except for the one group inside of the fishbowl. When you are inside the fishbowl, you are like the fish. The reason it is called the fishbowl is because the class in the bigger circle is looking in at the group, the fish, on the inside, as they interact and talk with one another. The entire setup resembles that of a fishbowl with fish. Each group will have a chance to be in the middle of the fishbowl. When your group is in the middle, you need to discuss your topic with one another while the rest of the class listens. The people on the outside of the circle listen to the discussion until the group finishes. Once the group in the center is done talking, the people on the outside are allowed to comment on the discussion if they wish. Here are some key pointers to remember when having your discussion. Make sure to listen to what others are saying in your group. Respond to your group members when you begin talking. Do not just go in a circle and all state your opinions, but actually carry on a conversation like you normally would when having a discussion. Remember, you do not all have to agree on the topic. Support your statements with examples from the text, the world we live in, and your own lives. Do not dominate the conversation, but let everyone have a turn to speak. Be respectful of others' ideas and comments. Be polite to one another. And always, always, always keep an open mind. If you're having trouble talking with your group members and wondering what to say when you want to jump in the conversation, here are some possible conversation transitions. I agree because. I disagree because. That is a good point. But did you ever think of? To add to that, kind of like so-and-so said, can you clarify what you meant when you said, I think this because of, I never thought of that. Here are some expectations. Every person in a group must talk at least 2 times. Saying I agree or I don't agree are not long enough comments. In order for your comments to count, you must expand more and clearly provide reasons for your beliefs. Remember, you can talk more than twice. That is just the minimum amount of time. The discussion must resemble a natural conversation where group members recognize what other group members have said. Now, keeping all of this in mind and using your handouts, let's practice. Are all of the fish ready? Because we are going to have a great discussion.
Okay. Now, we are going to practice. You were provided with a topic from the Avid Elementary Weekly, and the topic was new research shows kids' screen time shifting dramatically towards phones and tablets. From your reading, the question that you will be discussing is, what are some of the advantages and the disadvantages with the phones and tablets for our students today? our class. So somebody can start the discussion and
Technology is very advantageous. It provides easy and fast access to information, to current events. We no longer have to wait a day to read the newspaper and what's going on. We get automatic updates. So in a sense, that's advantageous. Technology is really
I agree with what she said, but I'd also like to add that there's also a disadvantage to all the technology that the children are, that is available to them because of the instantaneous information and because of all these websites they can get to quickly. They no longer want to try to do anything that's challenging. They give up right away because it's not instantaneous. They don't get an instant answer.
In addition to that, reading seems to be forgotten. When you can use just a few words, a few letters
Or
to
visuals,
say what,
right?
or visual, not just to say what you need to say, people are becoming more lazy to read. And instant messaging can be very harmful. If somebody is saying something that is not true, and everybody sees it right away, when it's found out that it's not true, it takes more effort and it's more damaging to go back and try to change what has been put out there instantly.
okay. Well, thank you for your discussion. That was a great discussion. Thank you. Now, some of the benefits for this fishbowl activity is it allows the students to practice in group discussion and their skills, and also teaches them how to observe, how to listen, communicate, and they can build their own skills from there. The fishbowl can also provide to the students with the opportunities to identify small group discussions, habits in an effort to improve upon them. So just continue to practice with them, and hopefully those kids will start working with their higher order thinking skills, and it's gonna be a positive, effective way for them to communicate.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Some of the job embedded opportunities that we will have towards following after this. We will participate in several of the Socratic seminars throughout the year, so we're going to add more. So you guys feel supported, not just one time. And if teachers are willing to observe other avid teachers practicing the Socratic seminar activities, you guys are more than welcome to come and visit any teacher that had the training, and you can observe their classes.
Awesome, thank you so
Sounds
much.
Any questions, comments? Okay.
When can we practice again?
Well, and it's we are going to have more strategies, more trainings, but you guys are more than welcome to come to some of the teachers that we have here in our school premises. They are trained, so anytime they say that you are welcome to go and visit them, so you can just go anytime when they have a discussion or a fishbowl strategy or any other Socratic seminar activity. They are more willing to welcome you to their class.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and don't forget to fill out the evaluation form.
No
Alrighty.
problem.
Thank you.
Sounds good.